Hi everyone, this is Avantika Holla. My teammate Anushri and I will be presenting our final distributed operating systems project. In this project, we have implemented a Reddit clone using Gleam. Additionally, we've also implemented a REST API interface on top of the Reddit clone from part 1 of the project. The system is parameterized by 3 inputs: number of users, number of subreddits, and total simulation time. These parameters control how many client actors are spawned, how many Reddits are created, and how long the simulation runs. To drive a realistic load against the API, we built a simulator that initializes the system and runs a time-bounded workload. During initialization, it creates the specified number of users, subreddits based on the input parameters. It then spawns multiple client actors, each representing an independent Reddit user. The simulator repeatedly invokes simulate activity until the configured simulation time expires. In each step, client randomly performs actions such as joining a subreddit or leaving a subreddit or sending messages. This layer is built using the Wisp web framework, which is built on the concept of handlers and middleware. At startup, we configure logging via Wisp configure logger and then start the HTTP server by calling Wisp mist handler, providing a request handler and a secret key. This setup allows us to centralize concerns like logging and request routing. On the server side, routing is implemented with pattern matching over the request path. For each incoming request, we call Wisp path segments and use pattern matching on the resulting path segments to select appropriate request handlers. Once the path pattern matches, the corresponding handler is executed and is responsible for parsing the request, invoking the underlying Reddit engine, and constructing the HTTP response. Each handler delegates the core business logic to the Reddit engine used in part 1 of the project. The engine encapsulates operations such as account creation, subreddit management, post and comment handling, voting, messaging, etc.
Alright, hi everyone, this is Anushri and I'm going to continue along this demonstration by just bringing up our Reddit engine and running our simulator. I'm going to be making use of Postman today to just test out all of our REST APIs that we've exposed to the users. To start with, let's start by creating a user. So when I run this REST API, you can see that a user was created making use of the Reddit engine. I'm gonna create an additional user to be able to interact with this current user. Okay, so that was the create user API. Now let's move to the create subreddit API, where I'm gonna be creating a subreddit called Gleam programming. Now let's subscribe to this subreddit that I just created. Alright, as you can see, the user Anushri has been subscribed to the subreddit called Gleam programming. Now we can try unsubscribing. And as you can see, that was successful as well, because now I don't have any subscriptions. Let me quickly subscribe back to this subreddit so I can move along this demo. Now let's create a post on the subreddit using the user that I just created. As you can see from the logs here, the post was successfully created using the API. Now other users can interact with this post by commenting on it. So let's run that, and as you can see, there was a comment that was created against that post. Users are also allowed to interact with each other in the comment section by replying to others' comments. And as you can see here, this was a comment that was first created, and this is the reply that I just created using this API. Now users can interact with the post by upvoting and downvoting on them. So let's run that, and as you can see, this was the original post, and right now it has one upvote. Similarly, users can also downvote on a particular post, and yeah, you can see that that's being reflected here. Now users can interact with each other on Reddit by sending messages to each other. So let's draft a quick message from Avantika to Anushri, and as you can see here, that message was successfully sent. Now if you run the get inbox API, so if I run the get inbox API against the user Anushri, then as you can see, I'm able to receive the message that Avantika just sent. Now suppose we have another user, and if that user sends a message, then that message is also reflected in my inbox. And finally, we can take a look at the get feed API, but let me quickly subscribe to a couple more subreddits so you can see the full effect. Okay, now let's run the get feed API against the user Anushri, and as you can see, you will be able to view all the posts on the subreddits that you have been subscribed to. And that concludes our demo for today. Thank you for watching.